These rural Americans in this clip voted for Donald Trump, and now they cannot afford to eat. He promised he was going to make these people's lives better and fix all of the problems they are facing. However, he has done the exact opposite. Everything has gotten worse.
How big of a problem hunger is in rural America? Spend time at a mobile food bank.
It's 90% of what I consume. And I don't keep the car running. I can't afford the gas. So I have sleeping bags to stay warm.
I still feel bad that I have to come up here and sit in a line, to get food. It's embarrassing as hell.
While Americans are struggling to afford gas, food, and rent, Trump has found time to do just about everything else except for his job, including giving $40 billion to Argentina. He's also found the time to demand $230 million in taxpayer money for himself. And of course, he's got plenty of time to destroy the entire east wing of the White House and replace it with a ballroom that's modeled after one of Putin's palaces. But he can't find the time or compassion to reopen the government or extend ACA tax credits that many of his rural supporters rely on to survive. This is what happens when leadership becomes a vanity project. Trump isn't governing, he is indulging himself. He's treating the presidency like a personal empire with luxury renovations and giving foreign strongmen billions of dollars. Meanwhile, his very own supporters are standing in food lines saying they can't afford gas or groceries. It's not like he doesn't have the time or resources to fix this stuff, it's that he simply doesn't want to or care.
My groceries, I used to pay between $150 to $200. Last week, I went and purchased the same amount of groceries that I usually do. And I ended up paying almost $320 something. I used to fill up my tank with $45, $50. Now I spend $60, $70, almost $80 filling up the tank. Well, we used to go out and be able to go out and eat, at least once or twice a week. We can't do that no more. If you want to buy, a shirt, it used to cost $5, $6 at Walmart. Now you go and it's like $10. So it's a big impact. My daughter and her boyfriend, they could not afford the rent payment. I told them, y'all can move back to the house and work from there, because we know how it is to struggle and have not been able to make ends meet. If I was being a Democrat, let's start with that. For some reason, I guess the way that he sold that he was going to better the economy, I voted for Donald Trump, which I regret doing. I think it's a war, isn't it? So the war for what? For oil? For power? For what? I think there's more important things that you need to focus on besides other countries. We have our internal problems in this country. Why are you focusing on the outside when you can focus on the inside? I don't know if it's going to get any better until he gets out of term or what's going to happen. But it's not looking promising. But I know people are going to start saying, well, you got what you voted for. So I did it because he sold us this story where everything was going to be perfect. Now everything's getting worse and worse by the minute, And I always tell my kids, even if we don't have lots to give, but we have sometimes more than what other people have, we got to share. You come to my house, even if it's just rice and beans, we'll feed you. And that's what I try to teach my kids, be there for others. Make a difference. Make a difference in the world. We're still here. We're still fighting for it. What else can we do?
Hey, everybody. Well, there it is, folks. Argentina is selling all of their soybeans to China now because of the tariffs that Trump has initiated against other countries. And it's not that Trump has initiated tariffs on soybeans to China or anything like that. It's just China's like, we don't need you. So there it is. $47 billion that would have gone to the 500,000 American soybean farmers are now going to Argentina. Now, American farmers, almost 80% of them voted for Trump. So if you have 500,000 soybean farmers, that means 400,000 of them who are now on the verge of going bankrupt voted for Trump. And I saw in another TikTok video, I'm not prepared to talk about it, but this guy was really good. I really should give him a shout out. I will in the notes or something. He came across my feed that there's this company called Acre Trader. And guess what they specialize in? They specialize in buying up distressed farms. Guess who's a major shareholder in that? J.D. Vance. So, while America is giving $20 billion to Argentina to prop up their government, American farmers are out of almost $50 billion. Not a single Chinese order has been cut on soybean farms this year. It's absolutely incredible. And Trump is destroying the American farmer. It's just crazy.
U.S. farmers are starting to regret their vote for Trump. From beekeepers to soybean to hay producers, all of them are starting to say, I never thought that voting...
Alright, what you are just about to watch and what you've watched is just the F around find out phase for people who didn't realize the message was preached. Now, this video is in no way trying to discredit anyone. It's not in any way trying to discredit our president or anybody like that. But it's just trying to show the reality of what is happening and a call out for change. That's just basically what it is. People experience different things in life, especially we black folks, and it's something that is supposed to be said to the whole wide world. The world is suffering from a lot of crisis right now, but the only room for change is if we start to speak out. So yeah, let's get into more F around find out phase so that you get more idea, and I'll put in context to what I have to show you.
For Trump 3 times would result in me losing tens of thousands of dollars. A beekeeper out of North Carolina says, yeah, I proudly voted for Trump all 3 times. I flew flags for him and put signs for him in the yard. But now I'm out tens of thousands of dollars due to lost federal funding and tariffs, so I cannot export my products, my honey and my wax, to other countries like I could before, and nobody's buying it in the United States. Hay producers in Idaho and Utah that export alfalfa hay to China are now seeing 135% tariffs put on their product, and all of a sudden, they don't have anywhere to ship it. They held it all winter in hopes of sending it off to China in the spring, and now China's not willing to buy. Soybean producers are once again being hit harder than they were in the first Trump administration, and China, for its part, has diversified where it pulls these products from, with Brazil becoming the #1 soybean exporter and other countries picking up the slack for honey, for beeswax, and for hay around the world. Now, China's doing a great job diversifying, and the United States has relied on exports to China for so long that its farmers are going to just continue to suffer. Once again, the majority of them voted for Trump, and now they're finding out.
Bankrupt because of Trump's tariffs. They all love to vote for Trump out in Nebraska. Not all, but big majority of them. And look at now. Look what's happening to Nebraska. Going broke because of Trump.
I love this. Nice. I love this for you. I love to see you fail. I love to see your family be affected and hurt because you voted for Trump. Yeah, I voted for Trump. Absolutely. Did I know he was going to increase the tariffs? Yes, I did. However, I thought that the infrastructure would be set up prior for small business to come back to America ill on someone, and to love the fact that they're suffering, to love the fact that their family is being negatively affected because I didn't vote the same way that you did is fucked up. It really is. But to see someone hurt and their business fail and their family be affected because they didn't vote the way you did, it's fucked up. I'm sorry, a lot of you are fucked up. I'm sorry. We should all care about each other regardless of who we voted for. I'm sorry. I hope you guys can be better people. Good luck to you guys.
Have been declaring bankruptcy over and above last year. 55% more bankruptcies of American farmers.
Oh, I'm a soybean farmer that voted for Trump, and I'm begging him to stop this trade war. Oh, look at you. You're so different. You're so strong. You're so brave. See, you're like a 10th generation soybean farmer, and apparently the president of like the American Soybean Farmers Association. You know that last time he was in office, soybean farmers lost $20 billion because of his tariffs. And our tax money had to bail you out. And you voted for him again, and now you're like, oh, I'm begging him, please stop. This was in Project 2025. Hello. So I'm tired of you people. I saw a video of the cheese lady, the cheese slice lady. I saw a video of her like at a store pointing to cheese and saying, haha, see, some of us can laugh at ourselves. F you. Right. F***ing glaring red flags. You ignored all of it. And now you're like, I'm a soybean farmer and I'm begging him, please stop doing exactly what you said you were going to do. Oh, I'm the cheese lady. I'm the cheese lady. See, I can laugh at myself. Obviously, I got tricked, but I can laugh at myself. There are people whose lives have truly been impacted by his whims. Cheese lady, we don't need you to laugh at yourself. We need you to apologize. What, soybean farmer? We need you to say, I am such an asshole. It was crystal clear. He said, I'm going to do this to you. Now I'm like, ah!
During the last trade war, we saw an increase in farm bankruptcies. We lost 90% of our soybean sales the week the tariffs went on. And that was just playing FAFO in one country. Now the whole world's tariff. I dropped my phone. Soybeans are currently down 28 today. Corn was leaking lower about 5 to 7 cents, and now it's looking at like it's 2 to 1 penny across the board. Crude's down to $61.99, which means no drill, baby, drill. Live cattle are down 4, feeder are down 6. Hogs are down 3, cotton's down almost 3, and the dollar can't decide if it wants to be weaker or stronger. Trump doesn't love the American farm. He doesn't understand how tariffs work.
In agriculture, there's about 85% of what happens on my...
But I'm a small business owner that is directly being affected by the 104% tariff that has been put on China. I import alloy wheels for cars, and I do somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 containers a year, which is a small business in regards to this industry. At 104%, I am absolutely going to implode and will not last 6 months. So with that said, I'm asking, is there anybody out there that has connections with manufacturing facilities, specifically alloy wheels, either in the United States or outside in these lesser tariffed countries like Mexico?
You voted for this. Are we winning? All I have to say is thoughts and liquidations. Y'all will cut off your nose to spite your face just so that you can hate. Congratulations. You played yourself.
Some big news right now. Donald Trump's tariffs on China are impacting farmers the most, and many of them have buyer's remorse for even voting for Donald Trump in the first place. One of the top products that is tariffed is the U.S. soybean, and U.S. soybean exports, according to CNN, are now subject to a total tariff of 135% because of the 10% tariff imposed in March, along with the 125% tariff announced last week. If you recall, back in 2018, the winner of the first U.S.-China trade war wasn't U.S. farmers, but rather Brazil, because Brazil became the world's leading soybean exporter. And since then, exports to China have grown 280%, while U.S. exports have remained flat. Many soybean farmers in the Midwest actually voted for Donald Trump. They come from states that are red states that voted for Donald Trump consistently, both in 2016 and in 2024. And Trump had long promised exemptions or support for farmers, but they haven't received any bailouts just yet. And some are now even having buyer's remorse because their businesses are going to suffer because they can't export the number of soybeans that they were before.
Owners talking about this very problem, and I want to have empathy for them. But the ones who voted for Trump, you voted for this. And this isn't like a fuck around and find out thing. This is affecting everyone. And your comment that like, this is affecting me and it's going to tank my business, I sure hope this is best for the economy, shows that you weren't really listening during the election when you made your decision. And it's a little hard for me to have a lot of sympathy. You came on here asking people for help to find other countries that have lesser tariffs so that you can circumvent the problem that's been created by the person that you elected for your own benefit. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but I'm a lot more sorry for the people who didn't vote for this, who didn't ask for this, and who understood what was going to happen.
Either in the United States or outside in these lesser tariffed countries.
Did you not know about the tariffs when you voted for him? You didn't know? I mean, you import products and he's telling you he's going to add tariffs and you still voted for him? So the one you voted for hurt you and your family.
Trump supporters are making videos and tweeting that they're upset with Trump because of the stock market crashing. And the fact that they're losing money from their businesses? They're saying that this is not what they voted for? Thoughts and concepts to y'all, okay? Thoughts and concepts to you.
104%. And that means my small business that I put everything into is fine. I quit my corporate job about 1.5 years ago to chase my dreams. I designed and launched a kids fitness brand, and it was going great. I paid fair wages, I built relationships, and then overnight, the cost just more than doubled. My margins were gone. You know, my business doesn't pay for a yacht or a private jet. It pays for our daughter's swim classes. It covers groceries. It helps with babysitters for date nights. This isn't just numbers on a policy sheet. It's real people, real jobs, real families, and
has put his tariffs all over the place. Sure did. I've been trying to understand them. I don't. You voted everything's
for
in the because of it. Donald Trump just cost me $20 million or whatever he did.
20 mil?
Maybe don't be on the golf course.
Everyone loves you.
Sometimes you have to work with strategy. The point here is this, right? You tariff in China and you're expecting farmers to succeed. Now look at what has happened now. China no longer buys soybeans from the US. It now buys from countries like Brazil. And what are the farmers left to do? Complain? Seek for bailout? Oh no. That's what you get when you were told. What do you expect? Now, I don't wish bad for anybody, right? But what I'm trying to say is sometimes make decisions based on strategy, not based on belief sometimes. These are things that can affect you on the real time. I feel bad for these farmers. I feel bad that it's gotten to the point where they have gotten bankrupt and their livelihood is gone. They have families to take care of and they have the world to feed. They have us to feed. The question now is, how do we go forward? That's it. But before I talk about that, I would like you to watch this other clip.
Invested in crypto or stocks. What the f is going on with our country? Guys, why am I poor?
No! Speak gonna be on fire. Dropped on the market unilaterally, probably unconstitutional.
Well, I just hope there's change because so far so good. You see this case, it's not helping anyone. We are suffering, farmers are going to suffer, and if you can't feed the economy, what happens then? Now, it hurts to say that the people who advocated for this, for let's say voting for Trump, are now the ones crying about it. I guess a lot of people who didn't vote for him knew what is going to come. So to a greater extent, then they are not complaining. But now, these farmers especially are in their found out phase, and it's painful. It's really painful. I just hope they get to feed their livelihood. I feel sad for them. I honestly feel sad for them. And the bad part about all this, the baddest part about all this is that it doesn't even feel like there's gonna be a solution. I feel like they're just giving a deaf ear to them. But we're still waiting to see. We are still waiting to see what's going to happen. But well, I don't wish anyone bad. I just think we need to help them, but they have to also learn as well. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it's thrown light into everything that is happening right now, especially in the farming industry and what is happening as a result of the tariffs. Though it's reduced, it's no longer as loud as it was before, but it still has a whole lot of effect on us. Thank you for watching once more, and I'll see you in another one, guys. Bye bye.